Hello, everyone. It's Matthew here from the NOLAnerdcast, here with the awesome Mike Mignola of Hellboy fame. How are you doing today?
I'm okay so far.
This is the Sunday now. We're a little more low key. How did your Saturday go? That's the busy day. How did that treat you?
It was good. I mean, it wasn't too crazy, but it was a steady, busy all day.
Now, how did we actually get you here? Is the New Orleans con growing enough that we were deigned your presence? I'm just happy to see you here.
Well, we'd never been in New Orleans before, so basically this is an excuse to come here and eat.
So this is actually this is literally your first time in the city?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Welcome. How are you doing today? Are you enjoying it so far?
We've eaten very well.
It is what we do.
Yeah, I noticed.
In terms of your work, everyone knows you for Hellboy, and that's your big thing. I've always wondered, how have you enjoyed the movie treatments of it, both the direct-to-animated versions and the actual Ron Perlman blockbuster versions?
Well, I mean, on one hand, it's been a great experience to be able to work on movies, and not just to work on them, but to be there while they're being made. I spent probably a month on each movie on the set, and so just to be able to sit next to the director and watch what happens and talk to the actors and just see the movie get made is just an amazing experience. And the movies have been great for book sales. It's just there's so many comics out there. Having something like a couple reasonably successful movies has just done wonders for everybody knowing who Hellboy is. So it's been kind of an all-win situation.
That's awesome. Fun fact, the very first Blu-ray I ever bought was Hellboy.
Cool.
That was the first, I was like, this is a movie that deserves high definition. It's very common in comics for fans to overreact to the news of a character's death. How did you handle everyone when you killed off Hellboy?
I don't remember any fan reaction at all. Maybe I just wasn't. I don't know. It didn't feel like I was keeping it a secret. So I don't remember. So what do I remember? I have a very bad memory. I do remember that one of the websites somehow got wind of it before we did it. And so we had to make an announcement like the week before so retailers wouldn't go, hey, we would have ordered heavier. But what I didn't want to do, and what I never want to do, is make it a stunt for sales. So it was part of the story, but what I really wanted to do was keep it completely a secret so that when people turn the page, suddenly it catches them by surprise. Holy shit, you killed Hellboy. I didn't want a big cover that said, Hellboy dies this issue. I didn't want a stunt. I just wanted it to be part of the story. So, and I think when I did it, it was clear, because of press or whatever, that I was returning to the book to draw Hellboy in Hell. So I think any disappointment that Hellboy had been killed was immediately offset by the news that I was back drawing the comic. So there was never any period where he was really gone.
How do you just actually find the time to, you've been doing this for a while, and it's awesome that it's been successful enough to continue on this way. How do you do so much, and then you also have your other books. Do you actually find time to enjoy yourself, or is it mostly just you're working?
I still work about 7 days a week, but I enjoy what I do. If I wasn't enjoying it, I wouldn't be doing it. And the truth is, 90% of my time and my energy is just on my Hellboy book. Most of the other stuff, I'm credited as co-writer, but most of my co-writing is calling up John Arcudi and saying, one of these days, let's do this. Or, a lot of times, it's me saying, what are you doing in Lobster Johnson now? So John has taken over so much of the heavy lifting, certainly on BPRD. Lobster Johnson is 99% John. Abe Sapien, I was working pretty closely with Scott Alley at the beginning on that, but now he's pretty much taken almost the complete reins on on Abe Sapien. What I do with these guys is we discuss the direction of the whole series. So we've kind of plotted out the next several years and where ultimately everything is going. There's a lot of wiggle room in there. I don't want to step on their toes. I don't want to dictate to them, you got to do this, you got to do this. But we've agreed on where characters are going, certain things they're going to do along the way, and at what point certain major things will happen. So it's great that it's a very small. I mean, the writing team is very small. It's just me and Scott and John. So it's very easy for us to coordinate this whole thing so it stays a consistent.
And that helps when you don't have to worry about, inconsistencies and like plot holes and stuff developing, or just things that just kind of counteract each other when you have that smaller team and you can like coordinate like that. So that helps.
Yeah, it's I mean, I carry most of this stuff in my head. I know my big involvement is I know the origins of everything, and I know the ultimate destination for everything. What actually happens to the individual characters on the ground, the actual human interaction stuff, that's all Scott and John.
Okay. You're the big picture guy.
I'm the big picture guy. Let's give Liz this big giant power, or let's blow this guy up, and then John's the one who's dealing with the human interactions to those events.
What I love about your art is that it's always, you see it and you're like, that's you. Like, that's how I even came across the book Lobster Johnson, was you saw that first cover and you go, oh, okay, I know that guy. So that's actually the main reason. Like, normally, you see a cover and that's supposed to draw you in, and it was your art that even made me open up that book and try it out. So I mean, that's what I love, is that each one of your books carries your distinct style, and so when you're going to get a Mignola book.
Well, I mean, I think at least at the beginning, that's got to be true. And up until recently, I was at least doing all the trade paperback covers, so we did have a consistent look. Now, I've actually had to let go of doing trade paperback covers. I still do them on certain books, but on other books, I've said, at BPRD, I've said, please let me off the BPRD trade covers, because there's so many of them, It's taking so much time. And at this point, I'm so fussy, I'll end up doing a cover 2 or 3 times to get it right. And so by the time I'm finished with that cover, there's a list of other covers I got to do. And I'm trying to kind of get as much stuff off my schedule so I can focus on the Hellboy and Hell stuff and actually drawing stories and pages.
That's awesome. Just one final question, and thank you for all of your time. This is the one we ask people just for fun. Do you think rocks are like actually soft and they just tense up when you touch them?
No, I think they're hard.
Okay. Well, he didn't think too hard on that one. He's a man of action.
Anytime you get to that end of the interview gag question, I tense up and just go, oh shit, I hate this kind of crap.
Well, in that case, we didn't actually ask that question. This isn't going to be involved now.
It was a dream.
Yeah, that never happened. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. I hope you have a great last day at the con, and we hope to see you again.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you for taking the time.